You know, with Shark Week kicking off, I thought Jimmy Dick's International Eats needs to travel to Australia. So we're going to do Australian meat pies. Not to be confused with your typical American pot pie like beef or chicken pot pie. An Australian meat pie is a standard all over Australia. And they're super good. And there's tons of varieties. So I'm going to show you this authentic, basic Australian meat pie. And we're going to start off with one full onion. We're going to dice it up. We're going to start to saute it in a pan with some butter. What's better than onion and butter? I can tell you right now the answer is nothing. It smells so good. Once this gets to go in, your house is going to smell like you've been cooking all day. And someone's going to go, ooh, man, that smells delicious. What are you making? Onion, butter, that's it. We're going to add a little pinch of salt and pepper in here too. And we're just going to sweat these down until they get soft. And so now we're going to add, as the Aussies say, minced beef, but we call it ground beef here in America, or hamburger. Your choice. Depends how, European or Australian you want to get. So I'm breaking it up with my hands. You don't have to do this. For me, it's just less chopping it up in the pan itself. So I'm going to stir this around, and we're going to cook it down. Now, meanwhile, I have these little bitty pie tins that I've had for years and have never used until today. So the cool thing, and this is important for an Aussie meat pie, and it's what's different than American traditional pot pies. The bottom part is pie crust. You can make your own, but you know me, if you can cheat, cheat. I got the rolled pie crust. I'm going to give a little sush of non-stick spray, and then I'm going to put these little pie crust bottoms in. The top, though, that's going to be something totally different. So here we are back to our meat, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Then we're going to stir that around a bit. It's going to be a thickener to help our gravy develop. So now that once you get this stirred in, we're going to add 1 cup of beef broth. Also in that beef broth, I added 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, or as Snoop Dogg calls it, Worcestershire sauce. Flavor. Now we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of ketchup, or as the Aussies call it, tomato ketchup. And we're going to stir this around, and I think that's about it as far as what we're going to add to this. Matter of fact, I'm sure of it, since I just made it. So we're going to stir this around until it thickens. We're going to let it cook on a simmer, and we're going to come back. Oh, you know what? Whenever I say I'm certain of anything, I'm always wrong. That was a 1/4 cup of mushrooms that I chopped and put in there. That is optional. You don't have to do it. Anyway, now we're done. We're going to keep cooking it until it gets to a desired consistency. And for me, this is it right here. You don't want it too runny, and you don't want it too thick. You don't want paste. You want gravy. So there's my thumbs up. Now let's move over to our pies. Remember on the bottom here, that is pie filling. I sprayed the pans, put the pies in there. Now I'm going to fill them up with the meat pie mixture. Don't overfill them. You have to be able to have enough dough exposed for the top layer to attach to it. Also, when that time comes, we're going to do another trick. Now this is just egg wash, and you're only going to put it around the rim of the dough. Not the pan, but the dough. This is going to make sure our top layer sticks to it perfectly. And I can tell you right now, I had 0 leaks. No leaks on my watch pies, and they listened. It was awesome. Now, I told you the top was different. This is puff pastry. That's right. They put puff pastry on the top. Super flaky, super yum. It is just so good. It's way better than just some dry old pie crust on top. This makes these pies elevate to another level. Now, remember I told you that I put that egg wash on there. Now I'm just going to lay it on top, and I'm going to pinch it down so that it makes contact with that pie crust. And I'm telling you, the seal is awesome. So if you've never had meat pies, you should try this recipe. If you like international recipes and you're looking for something new and exciting to make, then you might want to consider subscribing to my channels. I have recipes and videos from all over the planet. If you click the videos button, you can explore and just go everywhere and impress your friends with good stuff. Now we're going to egg wash the top. Why? Because this makes that puff pastry golden brown. If you don't, it'll still cook, but it won't look as good. It'll still look pale like the dough does right now raw, but it'll be cooked. Not appetizing. We eat with our eyes first. So the egg wash is super important in presentation. And plus it helps it get all flaky and just so good. So meat pies. I researched high and low for this recipe. It's super authentic and I've never had them before, but I got to tell you, I was very pleased. This recipe I'll make, I made 5. You can probably easily do 9 or 10, just so you know. And that's only with 1 pound of ground beef. So you can feed a family, a large family for that matter, even with leftovers or seconds, depending on them hungry heathens you got in your house. So they baked at 350 for 20 minutes. And wait till you see how pretty they are when they come out. Oh, look at that. The pastry is puffed up really nice and thick, golden brown and delicious. No leaking. Look at that pan. It's as clean as when it went in. Now it's time for the Dizzy Cam. Take a big whiff. Smell-o-vision. Yum City. Doesn't that look pretty? Let's cut into this bad boy here. The crunch of that knife going in that top layer. I'm here to tell you. Let me give it a wee turn. Cut the others. Move that out of the way. Look at the steam come out of there. Hot, flavor, delicious. Hey, I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great Aussie day. Good day, mates.